Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to your mini monthly tarot reading for the month of March now. My name is Jennifer with Aquamood. For those of you that are new, just as a general reminder that I've already pre-shuffled and meditated with the decks, so we can get started right away. And if you find that this message resonates with you, I do invite you to check out the collective energy clearing that I do at the end of the readings every single month. All right, at the beginning of the month, you have Three of Swords. I'll come back to this one. And you have the Ten of Cups. Okay. So normally the Three of Swords in traditional tarot points to feelings of grief or sorrow or heartbreak. But in this particular deck, the conflict, or I want to say like the pain point, comes from being at odds between like your heart, your ego, your consciousness. It's like being at war with yourself. So you might be experiencing like inner conflict, where there's an inner conflict that's ready to be addressed. And you do have an opportunity for vulnerability. You do have an opportunity to allow either someone in or something in, or to open yourself up to start looking at this from a different perspective. But it's going to require you to dive deep, to look closer. It's going to require you to start to become aware of like, what rocks are you afraid to turn? The Eight of Cups normally represents like wanting to move on to better things, wanting to leave the mundane behind and transcend into or shift to higher grounds or higher consciousness. But you also have the octopus spirit here, and so that to me is talking about like diving to the subconscious, diving to the darker or the murkier parts that you don't normally look at, or that you don't normally don't normally want to address. So there is the opportunity to go there if you allow yourself. There's a lot of fear of going there. It's like there's a lot of fear that this would hurt. There's a lot of fear in like the truth stinging, I'm getting. But it's like it's the root, or it's the cause of some of like your inner conflict. So you definitely have an opportunity to address it, to look at it a little bit deeper. It's very heavy energy. In the third week, you have the Six of Wands. So Six of Wands is a very successful card. It is a card of triumph. It is a card of accolades or winning. And you have the Daughter of Swords coming up for you as well. And this is a card of having more clarity or understanding. Doesn't mean that you have all the answers, or that everything makes sense, or that all your whys get answered or clarified, but it does bring in enough clarity, enough understanding for you to want to move forward, for you to feel inspired, for you to want to keep going and pushing ahead and charging ahead. So what I'm getting is, like, past this like heavier energy, you do have like a lighter energy coming in. It's like you either successfully address this, or there's another area in your life where success comes in, almost to like balance out any heaviness that you might be feeling at the beginning of the month. And you have the Moon card coming up in the 4th week, and the 9 of Wands. All right, so the Moon card is an energy of getting you to slow down and check in with yourself. A Moon card, I often see it as like very foggy energy where you have to slow down and go slower, or become more aware, or move gently, because you just can't see, or you can't move that far into the future. And so it's asking you to fully tune in and connect to yourself and connect to your senses and your intuition at this time to help you navigate through this situation, because you have a 9 of Wands coming up for you. And 9 of Wands can either be it can either be where you're really feeling tired and overwhelmed and borderline exhausted, or it can be like you are still hanging in and you're still going strong and you still haven't been taken down. So it's almost like it's a fine line between, like, are you about to burn out, or are you fired up? And so how you choose to navigate this 4th week is really pushing you to be very much in your intuition. All right, let's pull some oracle cards for extra guidance. But overall, Scorpio, it feels like a very internal month. Like, it feels like the emotions that you're navigating, the situations, the ideas, it's a lot of stuff happening internally, not so much reacting to others. In the 1st week, you have surrender the idea you can fix someone. It's time for a relationship to shift. It doesn't work to try and fix someone. Each person must be accountable for his or her own healing. And so this to me is coming in as a clue as to who you might be shifting your shifting the blame to, kind of like saying, well, because of this person I haven't done this, or because of that person I'm feeling this way, or because of that person, I've been stuck, or whatever that storyline might be for you. But this is coming in also as in like a reminder to shift the attention back to yourself. It's almost like it's like you're leaking your power by putting your well-being onto somebody outside of you, and thinking like, well, if that person would only communicate better, or if that person would only take responsibility, or if they would only apologize, then my life would be better. But you're disempowering yourself so much by thinking that way. This is a very heavy reading. Okay, you have surrender stubbornness in the second week. If you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, gently observe yourself and become more yielding. This will help you communicate more lovingly with others and yourself. And so again, this message is coming in as an inquiry of where are you being stubborn? Where do you not want to look? Where are you afraid to look? What have you been turning your back on? And yes, it can be externally, but also very much internally. What parts of yourself have you turned your back on? And not looking at it is now causing pain. You have surrender your desire to control people. Being overly controlling or over controlling can sabotage relationships. To more effectively achieve your goals, back off, regroup, and give the situation some breathing room. Again, this is another very similar message to the first one in the fixing someone, in being mindful of where you're trying to force an outcome or where you're trying to manipulate a situation, so that you can avoid feeling uncomfortable or so that you can have what you want. But don't despair. You have surrendered to miracles in the fourth week. Be open to miracles occurring in your life. Feel and know that these events are real. Let go of any resistance and banish any doubt that miracles can happen. And so even though this is coming in for you guys in the fourth week, I would say if you can embrace the surrendering to miracles at the beginning of the month and let that wave push you through. Let the idea of something higher, a greater power, spirit guide, ancestors, whatever you believe in, help you take care of this, right? This is a lot to sort through and navigate on your own. So if you can shift it, if you can open, if you can request for a miracle, for assistance to help you navigate some of these very internal heavy energies, I think you will be in a much more fired up space by the end of the month, because you do have some clarity and some strength and a wind coming in and at about the third week to kind of give you a break. But it is a lot. I'm getting it's very internal. Okay. Let's pull one chakra card to close out your reading. You have fearlessness coming up for you. It is solar plexus amber, and it says turn your warrior into a warrior. And I would say yes, that makes a lot of sense, right? Instead of worrying about the situation or about the month ahead, or being fearful, to look at the deeper parts of yourself, or being scared of change or shifts, or of shaking the boat or causing too much upheaval in your life. Tune into your inner strength, tune into your courage, tune into like that explorer energy, that curiosity, that fearlessness, that strength. And that definitely puts you into Nine of Wands, where it's like, I still have some fight in me. I still have courage and desire to keep going. And again, this does not have to be all figured out by you. Invite miracles into your life. All right, Scorpio, I'm going to leave it right there. I hope these messages were helpful to you. Have a wonderful month of March. Bye.